Hello, I'm Patrick McHugh. I own AutoRescue and AutoRescue, and this all started a long time ago when I was a kid, when I was probably 7 or 8 years old. Family members, neighbors would bring me toys and broken appliances and stuff because they knew I liked to take them apart. And I would take them apart and learn about how things worked, but most importantly, I got a lot of satisfaction from sometimes being able to put them back together, fixed, and return them back to people. That started early on, and nothing's changed there. As I grew up, I got a little bored. When I was probably 14, I was sitting playing video games one day, and my dad got this idea that I needed something to do. So he went and bought an old BMW, an old car that we worked on together, and we learned how to fix it, how to change the oil, how to do some basics on this car. My dad wasn't a mechanic by any means, but he knew a friend who was, and he put me next to that guy. And my dad and that guy spent countless hours teaching me about cars. And quite frankly, they got me hooked and excited about them. And I wanted more and more. I originally grew up in Chicago. I went to school at Purdue in Indiana. And I was a senior in college looking for what I was going to do with my future. And I signed a clipboard at a career fair for an airline to be a pilot, to fly jets, which seemed exciting. Didn't think I was going to get the job, but they called me that night at around 6 p.m. and I drove out to the airport. They interviewed me on the spot and I got the job. So I had to pick that night whether I was going to move to St. Louis or Richmond, Virginia. And I knew where St. Louis was. I didn't know where Richmond was, so I picked Richmond. I loaded all my stuff in my car and I moved to Richmond, not knowing anybody there, not knowing what was going to happen, but I knew it was going to be an adventure. And the first thing that happened is I reached out to some people in the car community and said, "Hey, I'm moving to Richmond. Anybody know anybody?" And a guy reached out and said, "Why don't you come to a car meet with me? I'll show you around town." He showed me our city, showed me where would be a great place to have my first apartment. And he spent time with me, a total stranger. And that's what I learned about Richmond. That was my first impression. That's what our city has to offer. I moved to Richmond and I flew as a pilot. I had a lot of time off during the week. I flew a lot of weekends and holidays. The entire time I was home, I was tinkering with cars and messing with cars in the garage. Neighbors started to see it and they started to bring me their cars. So I would work on their cars in my garage at home. I didn't know what I was doing business-wise, but I knew I was trying to help people and help make their cars more reliable and safer. The entire time I would photograph things that I saw, or I'd actually bring them into the garage and show them and educate them a little bit about their car. And people loved it. People couldn't get enough of it. As I grew, and as that kept growing and growing, there was a line of cars in my driveway. And at some point the county came around and said, "You have too many cars in your driveway." And my lovely wife sat me down at the kitchen table and said, "You need to figure something out here. We can either go back to flying planes or you can go help people with their cars." And the choice was immediate. I knew what I wanted to do. I want to help people with their cars. I want to help more people with them. So I started a business. So I started in my garage in 2008. That's when I started this business. I had a little floor jack. I had 4 jack stands, and I had a little Craftsman toolbox that my dad bought me. All I had was excitement and passion and the extreme desire to help people with their cars and educate. That's all I had. And people, I think, were drawn to that, and they still are. To this day, we still have that in our shops. Every car, every time, gets photographed, pictures taken of the tires, pictures taken of the brakes, and education happens if you want it. If you just want to know how much, that's fine. But if you'd like to know a little bit more about how or why or what we're recommending, we're educators at heart, and we would love to make you more comfortable with the process. That's what we do. So at AutoRescue, our logo is wings. And this is a symbol that's important to me because this represents a pilot. It represents safe travel. And every single flight I ever flew, I ran a checklist before I flew the plane to make sure the wings were safe, the engines were safe, and that plane was ready to carry 50 people safely to their destination. And quite frankly, I believe cars are no different. We put our families in these cars. I put my wife and my 3 kids and my dogs in these cars. They have to be safe. And you have a right as a consumer to know what's going on with your car and what you need to do to make it safe. In your own way, whatever fits your budget, but you have a right to know. And our wings represent that. They represent the checklist that we run every time your car comes in. The pre-flight check of your car before it goes out. That gets done maybe once or twice a year when it's in for an oil change. We don't charge for this service. I don't want anybody to ever feel like they can't afford to know if their car is safe. That's what this means, and it's really important to me. And our team has told me they wear the wings, and they wear the wings with pride. They understand this too. They understand how important it is that the lug nuts are tight and the brakes are right and the suspension is correct on your car, because it's your family driving around. It's their family on the roads too. This is of utmost importance, and it's part of our culture. It's part of who we are, to make sure that you know what's going on before you operate your vehicle. People are the most important part of our business. Our community is what makes our business strong. Our community relies on us to fix their cars, and they've got a lot of choices of where to go. People invested in me when I was young. My dad, that family friend named Eric, spent a lot of time investing in me. So as a result, we do car care classes at our shop. We just wrapped up a women's car care clinic with the VCU women's basketball team. Those ladies left our class knowing how to change a tire, knowing how to jumpstart a car, but also how to be better consumers of automotive repair, how to ask the right questions in the shop, how to find a shop you really can trust and stick with them. I don't charge a penny for those classes. Those are just things that I do because it was done for me when I was a kid. We do it for kids. We do Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, merit badges. Anybody who's interested in a class, all they need to do is reach out to me and we'll schedule a time and get it done. When your car is not functional or when it's in for service, it's a big problem for people. And automotive shops often forget that. We've fought that hard by offering a lot of convenience things for you. Like if you really need it, we have loaner cars available. We have rides home. So if you come in and you don't have a coworker or friend to pick you up, all you need to do is ask and we'll give you a ride home for free, complimentary. Also, quality is an issue in our industry as well. Nothing's worse than paying money to have your car fixed and then have it break again. We back our repairs with a lifetime warranty. That's a bold statement. That means that if we put an alternator on your car and it fails 4 or 5 years later, we'll do the job again for free. The way that we do that is we have really, really highly skilled technicians that know what they're doing. We buy the best parts to make sure that we're not putting junk stuff on your car to get by. Ultimately, that gives you a better product that will last you the rest of the life of the car. You don't have to do it again. That's really important to me. If we're not willing to put our stamp of approval on that repair, I don't know that we want to do that repair. We don't want to just cobble this stuff together. This is important. This is your car. This is an investment I only want you to have to make once in getting your car back on the road correctly. We make it easy to schedule with us as well. Not everybody can pick up the phone and have a conversation in the middle of the day. So we have an online appointment scheduling system that allows you to operate with us without even talking with us on the phone. Our reports and our discussions can happen by text message, phone, or email. So we have a lot of clients that we work on their car. We never have actually seen them in person. They're busy. They work all day during business hours. We make sure that we move mountains to make sure that you can get into our shop when it's convenient for you. We have an after hours pickup and drop off system. So if you can't get here before we close for the night, we'll actually arrange payment online, then we'll put the key into a lockbox and we'll assign you a unique code. So you can come pick up your car at 9 or 10 p.m. if you want. The house where I started all this is just right around the corner from my shop, and I drive by it all the time, remembering working in that garage all by myself. And now we've got a humongous team of people that do the same things for me, for us, for you, and for our whole community. We want to help you with your car. So if you need a state inspection, an oil change, a tire repair, or anything that your car could possibly need, we want to help you. Give us a call, text us, go to autorescue.com. Let's get that car fixed today.